Okay, so now let's do another example. This time, let's do cosine. So we're going to see another cyclic pattern. So we're going to do this very similarly to when we were dealing with sine. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in the information. So we need the first three derivatives. So the derivative of cosine is negative sine x, and the derivative of negative sine x is negative cosine x, and the derivative of negative cosine x is sine x. Okay, and then the derivative of sine x. So if we go to the fourth derivative, we end up with back to cosine x. Okay, and so let's put this here. And so if we fill in the information on the right here, well, what's cosine of 0? Well, that's 1. Negative sine of 0 is 0. Negative cosine of 0 is negative 1. Sine of 0 is 0. And then, of course, it repeats itself, so we get 1 again. And so notice that we have the cyclic pattern of 4, which means that for all integers greater or equal to 1, or excuse me, 0, we have this and this. So for all derivatives that are of the even kind, even derivatives, we're going to have a power of negative 1. So it's going to alternate between positive and negative 1. Okay? If it's an odd derivative, then it's just going to be 0. Okay, so that's the pattern that we're dealing with. So if we use this, then let's write out the first several polynomials. Okay, so that's what we have. And so if we write out the first one, that's just going to be f of 0, which is going to be 1. And then this one is just going to be 1 plus 0, which equals 1. And this is just going to be 1 plus 0 minus what? It's going to be minus 1 over 2 factorial x squared, which equals 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial, right? And then the third one is going to be 1 plus 0 plus 1 over 2 factorial x squared plus, or excuse me, minus. This should be minus here. Minus, and then plus 0, which again just equals 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial. And then p sub 4 of x is going to be what? That's just going to be 1 plus 0 minus x squared over 2 factorial plus 0. And then we're going to have, so to the fourth, so that's going to be 4. So this is going to be plus Oh, hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh, yeah. So this is going to be to the fourth, which is going to be plus, right? So this is going to be plus. And then we're going to end up with what? We're going to end up with x to the fourth over 4 factorial. Okay. And so this is going to give us 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial plus x to the fourth over 4 factorial. Now, if I was going to guess, the next one is going to be the same, because I'm just going to add 0. So this is going to equal 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial plus x to the fourth over 4 factorial. Now, if I was going to continue on with this, well, what's going to happen is I'm going to have P0 equal to P1, P2 is equal to P3, P4 is equal to P5, and so on. Okay? So now, let's erase this. Now put it all together. Okay, so that means for n greater than or equal to 0, we have p sub 2m. Oh, let me do it this way. P sub 2m of x is equal to p sub 2m plus 1 of x, which is going to equal, hold on. Let me do it this way. Which is going to equal what? It's going to equal 1 plus, or no, minus. 1 minus x squared over 2 factorial plus x to the fourth over 4 factorial plus x to the sixth over 6 factorial. Oh, minus, that should be minus. Minus plus negative 1 to the 2m let's see, 0, 0, let me see here, if this is n, I'm sorry, not m, n. This should be m. Do I want that? So if m is 0, oh no, I'm plus 1. Well, n plus 1, 0. M. Yeah, that'll work. So m, this would be positive. And then this is going up by 2m. So this will be x to the 2m over 2m factorial. Let me put this in parentheses. So will that do it? I believe that will do it. So when m is 0, or n, I'm sorry, this should be n. N. Okay. Oh, this is n. So when this is 0, this is going to be 1. And this is 0, 0. This is going to be 1 over 1. So I get 1. When n is 1, I get negative, so that gives me a minus. And then this is going to be x squared over 2 factorial. And when n is 3, or excuse me, when n is 2, I get a positive. And this is going to be x to the 4th over 4 factorial. When n is 3, I get a negative. This will be 6 over 6 factorial. Okay, so that works. Okay, so now I'm going to write this as the nth term. So this is equal to this, which equals this, right? So now how do I represent this then? Well, I'm going to write this as the following. This is going to be the summation of k equals 0 to n. So p sub n, or no, I already have that down there. Okay, so these two. This is equal to this, which is equal to this, which is equal to this. So that's going to be negative 1 to the k, x to the 2k divided by 2k quantity factorial. And that's the answer. Have a great day.